What is going on, Jets Nation? Welcome in to Jets Media. My name is Richie, and in today's video, I want to break down the expectations and the overall perception of the 2025 New York Jets, because I think this is the New York Jets' time to go back to being the underdog. Now, what does that mean, being an underdog? The last 2 years, the world expected the Jets to be successful, expected them to win. Majority did, and they did not, obviously, failed miserably. But now nobody is expecting the Jets to do anything in 2025 with new head coach Aaron Glenn, new quarterback Justin Fields, with seeing the Jets fail miserably last year under Robert Saleh. Nobody is talking about the Jets in a positive light. And in this video, I want to break down why I think that's a very good thing. And it's exactly what we need for this Jets team with the brand new regime of Aaron Glenn instilling a new mindset. As he likes to say, his motto, moving in silence, okay? I really do believe that the New York Jets are an organization that does get impacted by the perception around the building. And I'm hopeful that Aaron Glenn can be the one to kind of take that away, because that's not a good quality to have. I think the Jets under Saleh, they listened a little bit too much to what's going on outside the building, as much as they said that they're not. And Aaron Rodgers brought even more. I mean, you talk about bringing Aaron Rodgers in, it's more than just the guy on the field, but off the field, it brings so much media attention to the Jets, and I think it really affected them. So I feel like the Jets now not being talked about in a way of expecting to, for example, win the AFC East last year. Everybody in the media was saying that, and it's not just Jets fans. I'm not talking Jets fans. I'm talking like NFL media people really bringing the Jets up, and all these outlets hyping up the Jets, and now it's not the case, and I think that's exactly what is benefiting this Jets team going into this year. Now, the question is, what is the season going to be like? Will we suck? Will we be good? Will we show any type of hope under Aaron Glenn? I think it starts off with Justin Fields. Is he a quarterback that can prove to win in this organization? He proved that he could win in a very small sample size with the Steelers. I think people forget that he was 4-2 as a starter. But the Steelers also, they always win with any quarterback, it seems like, up there, the Pittsburgh organization. So I think what the Jets have to prove, of course, is Justin Fields. Is he the guy that can actually help this team win? And are they going to all in by what Aaron Glenn is speaking? I think what Aaron Glenn, his philosophy with this Jets team, it's going to be something where, will there be a learning curve? Will it take a little bit? Is there going to be a feel-out type of season where we stink for a lot of games and we have to figure out a way to dig deep and show the resiliency? Because I do think that the Jets, it may get ugly before it gets pretty. And that's another reason why I wanted to make this video, because I think it may get ugly before it gets pretty for this Jets team. I believe in Aaron Glenn. I believe in what he's preaching. I like the draft class. I actually really do. I think the free agency was smart. It wasn't like flashy or anything like that. But I think that the Jets team needs an ugly period in order to figure out who they are. And I think they're on their way to do that. And what does that mean? I think it's a mixture of a bunch of things, right? Whether it's a bad injury or whether it's a few bad losses in a row. Maybe it's our quarterback, Justin Fields, struggling. Maybe it's a star player having a bad game in the clutch. Whatever the case may be, there's going to be a lot of moments this season that's going to test the mindset and the resiliency of this team. And I think the reason why I bring this up is that's what Glenn is supposed to be all about, is when adversity strikes, we're built for this. We're the New York Jets. That's what he said in his press conference, that resiliency is inevitable. Adversity is going to hit you, right? You got to show that resilience factor in order to be successful in the NFL in particular. It's a season of up and downs, and when you go up, you can't get too high. When you go down, you can't get too low, and you got to use the downs as an opportunity to see the light on the other side of the tunnel to get better and use it as improvement. So I'm excited about that. I think the youth across the roster is another thing of importance to bring up, where there's not a lot of, veterans that's steering the ship right now. The offensive line is really young, and I love that about the offensive line. 27 years old or younger is the Jets offensive line collectively, which is fantastic. We got a young quarterback in Justin Fields. We got a young number one receiver in Garrett Wilson, a young running back in Breece Hall. We got two young tight ends to be excited about this season. A whole running back room is extremely young. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis. And then you flip over to the defensive side of the ball, all youth, really. Jamie Sherwood, the new star of this linebacker core with Quincy Williams. Both of them young pieces to that linebacker unit. Sauce Gardner, young. Brandon Stevens, relatively young. Andre Sisco is a young player. And when I say the word young, I'm talking about 25 to 27 years of age or younger. And I think that's the young veterans in the league that Aaron Glenn is really trying to implement here. We don't got any like guys that are really up there in age. So, and listen, I'm not saying the Jets don't have any. Of course, they have some veterans, and you need veterans on this team. But it's just interesting that it's going to be a season of youth really going out there in the field, which is exciting. I love upside. I love all that. And I think the rookie class that's coming in is really going to be fun to watch in their rookie season. I think the Jets got potentially 3, borderline 4 starters potentially in the class. Armand Membu starting right tackle. Mason Taylor will be a starter. I think Azarie Thomas will be a starter eventually. This is rookie season. We shall see. And I think Malachi Moore, the safety from Alabama, he has a chance to really start. He's going to have to earn it, but he's going to be a starter with this Jets team. I guarantee you that. And then the other guys like, Smith, we shall see if he's going to be anything like that, but we shall see. Now, you talk about the youth, and you look at the units of this team, and I think there's an inexperience that's going to be the learning curve of what I'm talking about. What's that adversity? What's going to be something that gets in the way? And it's going to be this team learning how to win football games in the clutch, not making mistakes, finding out who they are. What is the New York Jets identity? What is the type of mindset that Glenn wants these players to go out there and execute with? How do they want to win football games? Based off just looking at the coaching staff and the personnel and me assuming as a fan, looking at it from afar, I think Glenn is going to really try to implement a type of team that is all about controlling the clock, running the football, playing turnover-free football, fundamental defense and winning that way. Just like ugly games that's just gritty, physical, mauling you, outworking you in the trenches, controlling the ball. And that's the game of football. It's not like every team obviously wants to do that. But think of like the Chargers, for example. When Harbaugh went to the Chargers in year number 1, they make the playoffs. And Harbaugh is at another level from Aaron Glenn. I'm not making the comparison from a head coach standpoint. I'm just bringing up the analogy of his system being implemented is similar, in my opinion, where it's just old school. It's run the football. It's not flashy. It's not an air-raided offense like we see across the NFL everywhere. It's more ground and pound. I do think the Jets are going to be more creative because I think Tanner Engstrand coming from Detroit, the offense is going to get opened up, and I think Justin Fields has so much untapped potential from a playmaking standpoint at the quarterback position of making real plays consistently. You look up Fields' highlights in the NFL, you'll be like, how is this guy not a star? Well, the reason is he's not consistent, and he makes a lot of mistakes mixed in. What I mean by that is his highlight tape is fantastic. You turn on to Justin Fields' highlight reel, you're like, this guy's got it. You see a 50-yard touchdown run there. You see a crazy juke there. You see a rushing touchdown. It's like unbelievable. But the question is for Fields, can he put it all together and do that consistently and win football games? And I think that's the last piece of his career to prove. So that's my thoughts about the New York Jets going into this upcoming season. I'm excited for rookie minicamp this weekend. I'm excited for OTAs and training camp, of course. And I just think the perception around this Jets football team, it's interesting. And I wanted to make this video to talk about it. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know this is an interesting video. Just kind of want to get my thoughts out there about the New York Jets heading into rookie minicamp. Appreciate all the love on the channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts. Let's go Jets. And I'll see you guys next time. Jets. Jets. Peace out.